Hey guys, what's going on? We're back for Season 8 of Diablo 4, and we're going to be running Bone Spear. It's going to be one of the best builds in the game this season. Season 7, we were reintroduced to Bone Spear being at the front by getting access to the new Unique as well as the new Aspect. Bone Dusters, which makes everything overpower, and with the new Unique of Indira's, we are making it a blood skill, and we're getting access to all those multipliers. So, in Season 7, however, it was riddled with bugs. Half the time it wasn't healing. We weren't getting all the overpowered hits. But for Season 8, everything's been fixed. So let's go through the build. Let's see what it's going to look like. Season 8 is going to be really good for this build. So if you're a fan of the old Bone Spear, the playstyle is very similar. We threw in Bone Prison so that we can get the overpowered. But it's a really strong build, and it's looking to be one of the best builds for Season 8. So I hope you enjoy. All right, so let's go through the skills first. All right, first up, we've got Reap. We are slotting that on the toolbar this time, so we get an additional skill for Reaper's Pursuit for additional damage. We're dropping down here into the next. We're getting 2 into Hued Flesh. We want to have a little bit into Hued Flesh because we need corpses for Indira's to work, and we'll go through that when we go through the gear here in just a minute. We're pumping 3 into Imperfectly Balanced. Core skills are going to do more damage. It's a core skill. We're going to pump as many possible points as we can into Bone Spear, so we're taking 5 here and as many from our gear as possible. 1 into Blight, and as usual, we're using Blight for the 20% multiplier, but it's also adding to the additional skill on the bar for Reaper's Pursuit as well. Next over here, we've got Titan's Fall. This is a huge multiplier, and we're always fortified with this build. We're taking 1 into Grim Harvest just to get over to Fueled by Death, but this also helps because we are constantly consuming corpses with Indira. Taking 1 into Bone Prison. Bone Prison is what enables Bone Dusters. We'll get through that when we get to the gear. And then Enhance because we're going to get an additional damage multiplier, plus we're making them vulnerable. Next, we're going into Death's Embrace. We're taking 3 there. It's just more damage. 3 into Amplify Damage, more damage. 1 into Decrepify, going down to Abhorrent for the cooldown. With Blood, or for this being a Blood skill now, we get access to the Blood. But as any build runs it, we are running Coalesce Blood, but then we are also running Tides of Blood. We're also running Transfusion for additional Blood Orbs, and we've got a couple into Gruesome Mending for the additional heals. Depending on testing, we may actually be able to drop this completely. 1 into Corpse Tendril, going down to Blighted for more orbs. Reaper's Pursuit, we're maxing out. We're getting additional damage from that. We're not taking any into Necrotic Carapace. We've got enough Fortify happening with the build that Shroud handles that for us. 1 into Serration just to get down to Compound Fracture and Divulsion. We do get 1 from Shroud on Rapid Ossification, which will give us a better cooldowns on Bone Prison itself. We're taking 3 into Finality, and we're pumping that up a little bit just because it's a massive damage increase, and Soul Rift is always up. Memento Mori for additional sacrifice bonuses, and then Standalone for additional DR. 1 into Soul Rift going into Prime, so we get all the bonuses from it. With the amount of crit chance we get now, we actually don't have to take any into Inspiring. The 1 from Shroud is enough. And then for our key passive, we are getting access to Rathmos Vigor now because we are overpowering on every hit. So it's really good to have, and it's just a huge multiplier for us. For the Paragon, we do switch it up a little bit this season. So we've got, in our first board, we've got Sacrificial. Up next, we have Blood Begets Blood. We've got Corporeal in it. Then we've got Bloodbath with Essence, Flesh Eater with Eliminator, and finally we've got Frailty with our Dominate. For the gear itself, gear is remaining unchanged this season except for 1 key piece. We don't have to worry about healing anymore, so we don't have to run Doombringer, and we also don't have to run, if we're running a 2-hander, we don't have to run extra heals. But, of course, you want your Deathless Visage. Because we're running a 2-hander now, you actually don't have to focus as much on getting your triple crit on your double cast, because you can actually pop that on your 2-hander, and even a small roll is going to get you over that 100% mark. Shroud, as usual, we're going to go for maximum life as our GAs. On our gloves, we're going to be running Attack Speed, Int, and Bone Spear. You could also run Attack Speed, Max Life, and Bone Spear ranks. And you're going to be focusing on Attack Speed here. So you can hit your 93 plus before you get to your cap 2. And we're using Sacrificial here. Indira's Pants. This is what kind of helps enable the build alongside of Bone Dusters. So why this is important is um, every time you're consuming a corpse, you're getting additional bone spheres cast. So you're getting double cast, which means you're getting approximately, well, most times while you have corpses, you're getting 4 cast of bone spear, and then those are going out and getting all of the echoes from the bone spear itself as well, which means most of the damage coming from these echoes, you're getting 4 times that amount as well. And you're going to be focusing on max life and tides of blood here. I didn't fully masterwork that, but I'd want to hit max life on the second hit. For your boots, you're going for bone skills on your trags. You don't need to worry about the essence part of it. We don't care about that. Just make sure you've got, at minimum, you're going to want your bone skills. And while you're looking at your boots as well, as long as you get close on some of the rolls for armor, you do not have to worry about speccing fully into the armor piece there. So if you are short, you can get a GA and it'll cover you on these boots since we're not using a chest or pants where we can put the armor slot. On our main hand, this is actually going to be Bone Dusters, which is going to give us the overpower. This is the one that enables the build so that anytime anytime any enemy is in a bone prison, they're going to take overpower damage, which is where all the scaling is coming from this build. For the amulet, we've got Dark Dance. It's a huge 120% multiplier for this build because we are constantly, every single cast consumes life on a cast, so it's huge. And we're going to be looking for Avulsion, Compound Fracture, and a GA on Intelligence. This is going to be a lot easier to get than trying to get a GA on your passives. And with the amount of passes we have, it does fit in nicely. For the ring, we're looking at, again, attack speed. You don't need the lucky hit chance to heal here. You can slot in crit strike damage. And you're going to want a GA on the attack speed and masterwork that. For your Starless, depending on where your crit strike is at, you can get a GA crit strike on attack speed or crit strike chance. The attack speed is so high anyway. Typically would just suggest getting it on crit strike chance or the core skill here. All right, so that's the gear. For your Book of the Dead, as normal, we're sacrificing skirmishers. We're getting the additional crit strike chance here. For our mages, we're getting Bone for the additional overpower and Golem for the additional crit strike damage. All right, that's the build, guys. I'll have the planner linked at the bottom. This may change a little bit as we see what's working and not working now that the build actually functions. So stay in touch for that, and we'll see you on stream in the next few nights as we're grinding out Bone Spear and see what we can get. Thanks for watching, guys, and y'all have a good one.